All right, let's dive right in. We're going to break down the 7 psychological weaknesses that manipulators are always on the lookout for. And right off the bat, this is the most important thing you need to get. Manipulators have absolutely no interest in a fair fight. They're going to avoid your strengths completely. Instead, they kind of sneak around the back door. They bypass your logical brain and go straight for those gut reactions, the parts of your mind that react before you even have a chance to think. They're hunting for the little cracks in your armor, those automatic responses they can totally exploit. So listen, as we go through this list, just be real with yourself. If any of this sounds familiar, that's not a bad thing. In fact, just recognizing a vulnerability is the absolute first step to protecting it. So, you ready? Okay, this first one, it's a big one, because it applies to almost everybody. Deep down, we all just want people to like us, right? We want to feel accepted. It's totally human. But, and this is a big but, in the wrong hands, that very basic need becomes a super powerful lever for control. And here's the trap. A manipulator will use small, calculated compliments to weaponize this need. They make you feel seen, they make you feel valued. But what's really happening is you're being conditioned. Each piece of praise comes with strings attached. It's not real appreciation. They're basically training you to do what they want. All right, number 2. Do you hate conflict? Like, will you do pretty much anything to avoid an argument? If that sounds like you, then you've got a giant target on your back. People who shy away from confrontation are incredibly easy to steer because they'll usually just give in to keep the peace. And the strategy here is so sneaky. They don't just wait for problems to pop up. Oh no. They subtly create the tension. They stir the pot, cause little drama, and then guess who swoops in to save the day? Them. They offer to solve the very problem they started, but only if you do exactly what they want. Next up, do you ever feel the need to just over-explain yourself? You make a decision and you feel like you have to justify it with a whole long story. You might think you're just trying to be understood, but to a manipulator, you're basically handing them the keys to your brain. It makes you incredibly predictable. All they have to do is stay quiet and let you fill the silence. And as you talk, you're laying out a complete roadmap to your own mind. Every insecurity, every fear you mention becomes another button they know they can push later on. Think about this for a second. How good are your decisions when you're completely wiped out? When you're emotionally drained, your defenses are down, your willpower is shot, and your brain is just looking for the easiest way out. And you know what that path almost always is? Just giving in. So here's the playbook. They will intentionally overwhelm you. They'll flood you with circular arguments, or constant drama, or just a fire hose of information until you are simply too tired to fight back anymore. See, this isn't about winning an argument with logic, it's about winning by sheer exhaustion. This one's really clever because it targets your own moral compass. If you pride yourself on being a good person, a kind, caring, decent human being, a manipulator will use that identity against you. They'll frame their selfish requests as tests of your character. I bet you've heard lines like these before. If you were a good friend, if you really cared. You hear that? Those aren't requests. They're psychological traps. They're designed to make you feel like saying no isn't just a disagreement, it's a moral failure on your part. It's a direct attack on your self-image. Okay, number 6 taps into something really basic about our brains. We hate uncertainty. We can't stand ambiguity. We crave clear answers and a solid path forward. And manipulators, they know this inside and out. So here's the game. They intentionally create chaos and confusion. And then, once you're feeling lost and desperate for an answer, they step in and offer you one. But here's the catch. Their clarity always leads you in the direction they want you to go. So it feels like they're guiding you, but what they're really doing is dominating you. And that brings us to our last one, number 7. And honestly, this might be the deepest and most powerful of them all, the fear of abandonment. It's such a primal fear for us, which makes it an incredibly potent weakness for a manipulator to exploit. They'll use the threat of pulling away, giving you the silent treatment, becoming distant, or even hinting that they might leave. This triggers your fear, and suddenly you're the one chasing them, desperate to fix the connection. And the second you start chasing, it's over. You've just handed them all the power. Okay, so we've laid out all the weaknesses, and just knowing them is a huge step. But that's only half the battle. The real question is, what do you do about it? How do you actually build up your defenses? While the answer is surprisingly simple, even if it isn't always easy, it all starts with one word: Awareness. Just by recognizing which of these things resonate with you, you're already starting to break the chain of control. And this is the ultimate takeaway. Manipulation thrives in the dark. It needs you to be clueless about the game that's being played. But the moment you can put a name to the tactic, the second you see the gears turning, its power over you just evaporates. Because once you see the trick, it stops working. That knowledge isn't just power, it's your shield.